Namaste. Welcome to another episode of the Vidyavani podcast. In today's episode, we are going to talk about a very important topic, a very important avidya that needs to be destroyed in the minds of all women, which is a belief, or rather, a misbelief that I am a failure. With different aspects of her life, a woman is made to feel that she is a failure or she can fail and she won't recover from it. This misbelief stops women from achieving things in their life and going forward and taking actions that needs their courage. A lot of women stop growing because of this one misbelief that I am a failure. It could stem from a lot of failures you might have faced in your childhood or growing up. You might have failed in exams, you might have failed in some classes, you might have failed in friendships, in relationships, in marriage, and now you started believing that you are a failure. And whenever a desire comes for you to do something new, maybe to quit the job and start a business, or to speak up and to take major decisions in your life, you end up seeing only failure as a result of your actions. In front of you, you only see failure, 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 and nothing but failure. You just couldn't see how this new story would end in a beautiful result. You see that every story of your life will end in failure because that's what you believe you're capable of, producing failure. But can I tell you the truth? Please hear me carefully. And I want you to understand that you have never failed. Never, ever in your life you have failed. Is it shocking to hear? But that's the truth. The results, in the results that you have got, you may have not performed well. You may not have performed to the mark to which you were supposed to perform. Probably you failed in exams because you didn't get enough marks. But the truth is that every time the result was failure, it was a moment of pivoting towards something better in your life. From every failure, you have learned something important and you have pivoted. Your life changed with every failure. So, a failure is never a failure with a full stop, but it is a pivoting with a dot, dot, dot. Never consider failure as a punishment or a death sentence or a status. It has always been a moment of pivoting, a moment of rerouting, and a moment of rediscovering what will actually work for you. From today, I want you to go see all the places in your life where you failed and change the story of what happened there and who told you that you are a failure. Was that you or people around you told you that you are a failure? Never once in my life that I have, after a failure, I sat there ruminating and telling myself, I'm a failure, I'm a failure, I'm a failure. I would just look at the failure and say, I could have done better. I could have studied. Anyway, I'll look at it next time. I'll do better next time. And I would move on. Even when my relationships failed, I was curious to learn. Like I asked my guru, why is this happening? What's the reason? I was up for learning. And when I look back, I never blamed myself for it. It was meant to happen. It happened. But the people around me started saying that I have failed, I have failed, I have failed at many different instances. There was a time when I gave 5 attempts of civil services exams. Actually 3 attempts, but I prepared for 5 years. So it's as good as giving 5 attempts. And I could not clear, but the world looked at me as a big fat failure. And when I looked at everyone and I mirrored them and I thought, yep, I'm a big fat failure. But I was ready to pivot. I was ready to explore something. But the weight of the status that I am a failure pulled me down. And I was afraid of taking any step forward further because it could mean that I can fail again. It took me some time to understand that, left to me, I never considered myself as a failure. The lesson I learned from every failure was that there's something more. I need to pivot. And the sooner I pivoted, better was my growth. There were times to overcome that punishment of you are a failure. I tried harder and harder without consulting my own heart. I didn't ask my heart, do you want to prove these people that you are not a failure? Or do you want to actually change your mind and do something that actually makes you happy? I never listened to my heart till my guru pointed it to me. He asked me, does this exam make your heart sing? Does this make you happy? I said no. And he said, why are you doing it then? Don't do it. So never do things that doesn't make you happy, doesn't make you strong, because you are resisting your own growth by saying yes to wrong things and by saying no to the right things. When I understood that never once I have failed in my life, but I have pivoted a million times in my life, something important opened up in front of me. Endless possibilities of what I can do and how I can pivot if the results were not something that I was expecting. Every failure is an opportunity to pivot and learn and do better the next time. But we have made to fear that failure, and it is always a failure with a full stop and never a dot dot dot, as if your life ends with a failure. That's why I urge you all to stop thinking that failure is a death sentence and start looking at it as a moment of pivoting. And get very enthusiastic about pivoting. Now I'm very enthusiastic about pivoting about everything. I don't fear failure anymore. Because the fear of failure, it's just some learning that I'm missing. If at all I fail at something, I would just look at it as, okay, I'm missing some information here, I need to learn something and I need to pivot. That's it. That's it. Like you go up to a stage and you forgot a few lines to say, or you fumbled. What are you going to do? Are you going to think about it and take it till your grave? Are you going to say, okay, why did that happen? I need to pivot to, preparing better for the speech next time. Or ask yourself, do you really want to do this? Does this make you happy to go on stage, to deliver some speech? If it does, then when you pivot and then when you find out what exactly happened and why it happened, you will get better results next time. But if it was something that didn't make your heart strong and you just want to do it because you want to prove that you can do in front of others, then you will still have some issue or the other in speaking and you won't get the desired results because you don't have the consent of your body to do this. So when your heart is saying, yes, let's do this, your whole body is saying, yes, let's do this, which means you get the cooperation of every damn cell of your body towards what you're doing. In that case, if you fail, your body will exactly tell you why that happened and will help you pivot and you will get the desired results the next time. But when you do things that makes you weak and it doesn't make you happy, no matter how hard you try, you are not going to feel any joy from it. I hope you understood now that there is no failure, there is only pivoting for something better. Please go back to all the memories where you consider yourself as a failure and change the story as, in this moment, I pivoted to something better. After this breakup, I pivoted to something better. After this divorce, I pivoted to something better. I want you to notice and be proud of every pivoting you've done. Every time you rerouted, every time you found another path and you walked that path like a relentless warrior. That's what I want you to know about yourself. Know that you have walked a path even after a failure, which means you have just pivoted. It is not a full stop. Keep walking the path of your truth and keep pivoting and keep learning. Keep getting better. Keep refining yourself till you reach your desired results. and that is the only way to go. Doesn't matter who looks at you and says, oh, she's a failure. Doesn't matter at all. Just keep pivoting. Every time you pivot, you are adding a new feather to your hat. You proudly say, yeah, I failed at this, then I pivoted and I got these results. Then again I failed and I pivoted and I got these results. I want you to wear your pivoting moments so proud on your crown and keep walking the path of your own truth. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in another episode. Om Namah Shivaya.